Conscious crew, how y'all doing? Is y'all titties sitting as high as mine's are right now? Is y'all punani sweet and lactating like mine's is this morning? Girl, I'm sitting in an old nasty piece of silk robe with my sweet tea, just taking in the glory and goodness of God. Oh yes, we like this kind of teaching. Now let's talk kitchen table talk right now, babies. Between me and you, my God is a God of love, peace, mercy, and hope. And that's why my God issues out a 30-day refund policy on all sins before he has to pull up on that ass. But when my Heavenly Father then has to step into lordship, the landlord to be exact, child, that's when he has no problem kicking ass, killing, and overthrowing the entire earth just to find his car keys, girl. My God has a don't start none, won't be none type attitude. But when a hoe want to nuck, all I can do is ring the town bell and let all those who innocent in the matters get to slapping hamster blood on their doorpost. Because when the windmilling begins, I can assure you, my daddy always leaves victorious. Anyways, before we get into this commentary, y'all make sure to comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell when you do so that you can keep up with all of my latest uploads. Also, subscribe to my Patreon at www.patreon.com/CONSCIOUZTV. It's only $5 a month for all the tea, early access to content, exclusive content as well. Because over there, we can talk about white folk how we really want to, girl. I also got some shout outs to give real quick, and make sure you stick around to the end of this video because there's going to be a special word from William's spiritual father, Bishop Mack, that you don't want to miss. Okay. Now, one of my patrons from YouTube actually messaged me the other night and told me she just likes donating in private, that it's not necessary to shout her out, and it got me to thinking about how maybe donators don't want to be shouted out. So rather than list off the names of my recent contributors, I'll just say thank you all who have donated over the past week. You all know who you are. I did receive the donation, and I received some rather large donations over the past week at that. So thank you all for all that you do to show love through action. All of my supporters, whether you support financially or through my Patreon subscription or through sharing and liking the video or simply commenting and giving me that click and a view, you all are architects in your own way, and that contributes to the construction of the conscious kingdom over here. So I'm sending light and love back to you and blessing your seed in the name of Yahshua. Amen. Now, major shout-outs to Granny Exposed and Heathen Central. Can I tell you, I am in love with the amazingly petty souls behind those platforms. These two content creators have saved more unsuspecting Christians from a potential encounter with this decrepit moose than Granny herself has in all her centuries of salacious Bible thumping. Girl! We were over here running my Fusion radio edges clean off and had no idea that a morphic field had opened up and that other geniuses had tapped into that iCloud of thought and ran with the same inspiration to get Granny ass put out and back into the welfare line for goat milk and Pampers, because it ain't but so long you can walk around without elasticity in your booty hole, girl. When I tell you this is all divine intervention, intercessory, and spiritual warfare, because the army of saints referenced in the book of Revelations has manifested in the earth in galloping white stallions with properly sewed on closures and actual gold bracelets to meet the androgynous antichrist with all the heat he never applied to the hammered wig on his head. Girl! Now, Heathen Central broke the news on Instagram yesterday that Fusion Radio finally got tired of finding douche bottles and vinegar in the work restroom and finally decided to drag Granny out of the building by one of those loose strings on her girdle and padlock the doors behind them. So, Granny girl, what happened? What had happened, slender woman? My Fusion Radio fired you faster than a Kelly Rowland record. Girl! What happened, girl? Them people got tired of you gobbling down all the hot wings and sweet tea in the break room. Now you know your coworkers gotta eat too, Wilhelmina, Bartholomew, and McCrae. You know your double-wide, bad body-built ass can't be swallowing down all the peppermints and little Debbie cakes in the receptionist lounge. Management got tired of finding your mangled ass hanging halfway out of the miniature refrigerator in the break room every time they came in there for a swish of water. Girl! You don't come to work to binge eat, William. I know you're used to sitting down and stuffing both cheeks with 2 winters worth of food, but girl, this ain't your competitive hot dog eating days anymore, sugar. Your mother sold you to a nice couple in the city who tried to raise their horse and the smell of old pantyhose off you. You are not a centaur anymore, baby. You can walk upright now. It's time to start behaving like normal people.
William?
Did you think you was gonna stay on the radio as if we wanted to hear the Pornhub version of mukbanging every time you came on announcing them tired-ass announcements, girl? Ain't nobody wanna hear all 44 of your damn teeth click-clacking away at 1 mile per hour while the sound of dry leaves and crumbling paper penetrates the microphone from you raking a brush through that tired, tethered, mangled Motel 6 throw it on the way out the door ass wig, girl. When you went to steal it off the mannequin's head, it was wet and wavy. Since you been wearing it, it looks dry and thrifty. If you want to rock a hairstyle, get you some hair with a bang. And make sure the bang comes down to the base of your neck. And if you can't see your face in the mirror, you have successfully applied the bang, girl. Boom. Granted, you started off acting like a bad bitch 30 days ago because you thought I was just another heifer in a dashiki. Since then, you've laid lower than your credit score. Started evangelizing and quoting more scriptures in 30 days than you have in 30 years cumulated. And you've managed to get fired doing orientation. How the hell you get fired doing orientation, girl? And your biggest debut in the past 26 days was being interviewed by a snot-nosed manic buffoon who can't even sit quiet in a library without having flashbacks of his life on the plantation, girl. Make it make motherfucking sense. Make it make motherfucking sense. How a bitch with anything barely left of his colon is interviewing a bitch with anything barely left of his career. And then to add insult to injury, have the interview on Patreon for all 2s and 3s and 4s of his patrons to view. Girl. McCray, your day's gonna be long like Kaya's landline bill, girl. You claiming you seeing the true colors of people you thought were friends. Girl, I wish you would see the true color of the foundation you wear. Cause doing your makeup under shelter light is not working, baby. Cause makeup can't make up for the fact that you're just ugly, sugar. And it's okay, cause at least you a Morehouse graduate. Oh wait, the only thing that walked across the stage was your hairline. Well, at least you gainfully employed at the Atlanta radio station. Oh wait. The only thing gainfully employed is your waist and double chin. Well, at least you still got the hot and ready obnoxious TV blog. Oh, wait. The vegetables on Kim Burrell's plate get more views than your website. Girl. Well, at least you have a strong career as a supermodel for everything not to look and dress like. You make some good money being people's before picture. We know you like dressing up in all them tight-ass suits because your body looks like Area 51 without the button on that blazer, boo. You doing interviews with a hoe who got open court cases themselves? Child, we'll fuck around and have both of you hoes in court for extortion and the other one for accessory to the crime. See, that's why Fusion Radio had to terminate that ass. Cause they ain't want the SWAT team coming through there shooting up the damn place just to drag you and them busted brown bottoms to the bowels of the federal penitentiary where you belong, sugar. They probably had to burn Jamaican incense and sage for 48 hours after they ejected your tack-headed ass out of the building to get rid of the lingering scent of old perfume and rotten oranges that was in the air. Granny, turn yourself in, girl. Just go on and face the piper and get it over with. Go public and admit that you're still on your fuck shit, even after being locked up, and after being evicted out of your Atlanta apartment, and after having the last remaining decimal point sued off of your SSI check, and after being publicly and professionally disbarred as an elder from the Kojic Church, and after being openly rebuked twice by your own spiritual father, Bishop Mack. Now, you still been on your fuck shit, and a hard ass makes for a brutal ass whipping or a pink dildo in your case. Girl, the feet on your neck are not going to let up, so you might as well tap out or just continue to bring bitter shame to yourself because your life is about to feel like a walk through quicksand. Baby, the more effort you make to be unrepentant, all of heaven, all of earth, and now all of hell will be conspiring against you. And that also goes to anyone who's your friend, associate, media partner, and or who's just quote-unquote reporting the news in your favor. Because as far as we're concerned, anyone next to William is a McCray. And we'll meet you with the same energy, bitch. The very same energy. You can't see our moves because we move in the dark. We have the discipline and cunningness to act as true ninjas. You'll never get ahead of your extinction, girl. Your mercy card was extended to you. What happens from here will be nothing short of history made. I leave you with these words from your spiritual father just last month. Toodles, ho.
Hello, everybody. I'm Bishop George Matthews of Oakland, California. And I just wanted to come before you to first of all say that God is good and he's worthy to be praised. Whenever you're doing anything for the Lord, you will always come under attack. Those who are not doing anything are never in the limelight. And it's unfortunate, but I stand here today at East Oakland Deliverance Center with Bishop Ray Mack. Bishop Ray Mack is a legend in the city. He's the longest serving pastor in Oakland, and there's not a pastor in the city who does not know who Bishop Mack is and or who has not been influenced by his ministry by being one of the fathers of the city. I wanted to address the William McCray article. William McCray grew up here at East Oakland Deliverance Center, living in the apartments owned by this church, by this great visionary leader who actually raised him, who watched him grow up. His mother, family, everybody came out of this church. Many of his family members were buried out of this church by this amazing spiritual leader. The reason why I'm here now is because I have chosen, rather than to run scared or participate in bribery, extortion, and some of those other things that William McRae is doing, I've decided to actually come forth and expose the devil in his tracks.
Yes, sir.
Many people, pastors, bishops throughout this country will not stand up to William McRae, mostly because they're scared that he may come after them with a true or false allegation. William McRae is known to doctor pictures, doctor text messages to frame people. In my case, I came to Bishop Ray Mack 5 years ago because he was going to attack and extort 2 pastors from Oakland and framing them like he did me. And I went to Bishop Mack 5 years ago and told Bishop Mack that, and as a result of that, Bishop Mack took action and William McRae was evicted from this place. He's held that odd against me for many years, and he's actually been looking for many years to find something on me. The latest allegations are nothing more than him waiting 3 days before my consecration service to put out that garbage, because I guess he figured those who are not spiritual and those who have no discernment would believe it. But nonetheless, he thought that that would stop me from being consecrated bishop, but he failed miserably. But at the same time, the allegations that are made in that article is nothing other than drama at its best and not true. Those who know me know that I would not be caught dead at gay pride or anywhere else, but he's dumb enough to think that they would believe that, along with some of those other allegations which I will not respond to. Please understand me clearly. This is not about me defending my innocence, because I got a record in heaven and my ministry speaks for itself. This is about me standing up for what is right, to make sure that this happens to no other pastor. That's why I'm here. And so I just wanted to give Bishop Ray Mack an opportunity to have a couple of expressions. I'm not finished with him. And at the end of the day, the last person that came against me with false allegations went out of business. And he is messed with the wrong one. I have nothing to hide. Therefore, I can speak up. He tried to bribe me through extortion through Bishop Israel Marone. He asked for $10,000 to not publish that garbage. And as a result of that, we've got the text message, which will be published later for you to see, that we're dealing with a convicted extortionist who, in my opinion, is one of the most evil people that really needs to be put behind bars. And I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that he goes to jail for extortion. But in the meantime, Bishop, what would you like to say regarding William McRae, who you know better than anybody?
Well, I would say that he's out of order. He's wrong for just doing his action. I had to do my 2 daughters. I set him down, correct him, and I want everybody to know he's out of order and he's wrong for his doing and for what he's at. All of his action, he's wrong for that. I want him to know. I want you to know it. And everybody that know me, know he's wrong. He's all out of order. And I want you to know that. He's out of order.
Amen. Well, thank you, Bishop, for speaking out. I was amazed at how many pastors, bishops, and leaders are scared to speak out, as if William McRae is somebody to be scared of. But he will soon find out that at least I'm not scared, because God is on my side, and a lie will travel fast. Mm-hmm. The truth takes its time. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, I once again will prove that God is still yet on the throne. And if I am not I'm fighting for the pastors and for the ministry, and mostly for the gospel, because this is stupid foolishness that the church has created. And if God is raising me and other men of God and women of God who are bold enough to speak out, we can eradicate this kind of foolishness, because it doesn't represent the gospel well, nor does it represent Christianity well at all. Because, and the last thing I would say this, for anybody who has an organization to let this particular individual walk down the red carpet in high heels, looking like a pig with a bow tie, is crazy. To to allow a convicted extortionist to be able to make an allegation against anybody, and everybody looks the other way. I invite you to Google his name, type arrest, extortion, and you will see that this is not anything new. He was kicked out of the Church of God in Christ, wrote an apology for doing the very same thing he's doing now. And when he was in Oakland 5 years ago, he came to my church for a musical. And I showed him grace and allowed him to stay because he knew it was wrong. He said, is it okay if I stay? And I let him stay even knowing what he had did. And now the devil's popped up. And again, so I just wanted to share this with you. Thank you, Bishop Matt.
Yes.
And I can tell you, this is not over. This is just the beginning.